Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the fourth video for the series of Apex real-time trigger scenario. So over here we are having one problem, as you can see on the screen. Like whenever any account is inserted, and contact and opportunity must get created, and both the opportunity and account should get associated with the account. So what the problem over here is, I will explain you. So like we are creating one account over here, right? Once the account is created, we will get the all the details, like we are running this will be running this trigger on the after insert event. So once we check that this is the account, and in the contact and opportunity field, as we know, like account id is not mandatory in this fields. So what we are going to do, we will fetch the information from this account. Whenever it is created, we will take the value of the id, and once we get the id from here, so what we will do, we will just pass on this id to these contact and to these opportunity. So over here, what I will do, I've already created a trigger like create con and opportunity on account and after insert. So first of all, let me do one thing. Let me just try to create couple of lists for opportunity and contact. So this is the list for opportunity, and this is the list for contact. Why I'm creating this? Because as we know, in Apex we need to perform DMLs only on the list, or whenever we create anything, so we need to store that into the list and then try to perform the DML. So it's a good practice over here. So what I will do, oh, there is a mistake over here. I mistakenly tapped opportunity over there. So if I go over here, and now these are the lists that we have created for the contact and for the opportunity. Now what I will do, I will just try to iterate over the contact account records that we will be getting from trigger.new, that is the context variable. Remember, this is after insert, so we can perform DML inside this trigger. So first of all, let me just type account over here and acc and trigger.new over here. Now first of all, like once the account is created, every time whenever any account is creating, we need to create one opportunity as well as one contact. So first of all, I want to let you know guys, whenever we create an contact, there are certain mandatory fields, that is last name, right? And in the contact there is only one field of the mandatory. And if I go to any opportunity and if I hit new, so we can see that the close date is mandatory, the stage is mandatory, the opportunity name is mandatory. So there are three fields in the opportunity that are mandatory. But if I go to contact, there is only one field that is mandatory, that is the last name. The best way to check like which fields are mandatory or not, we will go to setup and we will click on schema builder. Now in the schema builder, we can get the things like how our object is related to which object and everything. So first of all, we will just search for contact, like which is the mandatory field. So over here you can see a magnifying glass over here. Let me click on it. So you can see that the contact owner created by, these are the by default field. Like whenever you create any contact record, they automatically gets populated. So last modified by is the field name, and if I go over here, we can see that the name is the mandatory field, but this is the name field. But as we know, like there is first name, last name. If I go to the contact object, right, so if I click on new, so you can see that there is first name, last name, and salutation as well. So these are the fields that are there, but we need to play with this name. So once we try to build this trigger, we will let you know about that. And now if I go to opportunity, in the opportunity, if you can see, there are multiple mandatory fields, that is the close state created by, these are the some automatic fields that get populated once the record is committed to the database. Then there is forecast category, last modified. These are the fields like opportunity name, owner. So these fields, some of the fields get automatically populated, but some of the fields that we need to provide the value, otherwise the record will not create. So without any delay, let's go to the developer console and let's try to create that thing. So once the account is created, we first need to create an instance for the contact. So I will tap over here, con equals to new contact. If I just try to do that, con dot last name equals to acc dot name. Now we need to associate this contact to particular this account. So what we will do, we will just grab the account id field over contact and we will just put the value over here, that is acc.id. Now I believe like for the contact we have covered the mandatory fields, so let me just try to add this instance to this list, that is con list dot. Over here we can have a value of con. Let me try to. Now we are done with the creation of the opportunity, sorry, for the contact. Getting the contact over here. Now what we will do, we will create one opportunity over here, creating the opportunity. So what we will do, we will just try to grab the opportunity instance. Now what we will do, we will just try to create one opportunity dot name equals to acc dot name. So as you can see, there is a field for acc dot name. Now there are multiple mandatory fields that I have shown you in the start of the video as well. So what I will do, opp dot close date. Over here what we will do, like we need to provide the close date, so we will use the function called system dot today. So it will set the value system dot today. There is one more field that is mandatory over here, that is opp dot stage name. So it is a pick list. So the main part about this trigger is like we need to determine like what exactly the value is in the stage. So if I go to this and if I go to object manager, I will open opportunity. So in the opportunity there is a field called stage name. So you can see that this is a pick list. What are the values are over here, like prospecting, qualification, these are values you can take. So I will just click on this prospecting and I will just copy it, and if I go to the developer console, I will just type it this one. Now there is one more field that we need to populate over here, that is opp dot account id, because we need to associate it, right? So account id is there and we will just again do the same thing, acc dot id. So now these are the opportunity and contact that is created. Let us add this value like in the list. So opp list dot add. Over here we are having the value of opp, and now we will hit save. So now these are the logic is created, like we have created the instance and we have just added to them. Now comes the main part of this trigger, that is the performing the DML, like for the insertion. So if I go over here and if I first of all select check the size of this list, like if con list dot size is greater than 0, then what we need to do, we need to insert the contact list. Now if I check for the opportunity as well, opp list dot size greater than 0, then insert opp list. Now this has been done, so we will just remove some extra spaces over here, change the indentation to a little bit more beautiful. And now what we are doing over here, like we are inserting the contact list. Again this is the command, inserting the contact list. over here, inserting the opportunity list. Now our trigger is almost ready. So what we will try to do, we will play around that, like whether it is working correctly or not. So what I will do, I will just go to any account, and if I go to any account and I will hit, and I will just type test sf friend. There is no other mandatory field that is mentioned over here, so I will just hit save. So now you can see that one test Salesforce account is created, and as you can see that there is one more thing is there, like the contact is already created with the same name and it is associated with the same account. If I go to the details, there is only one field that will be populated, that is test Salesforce, right? But if I go to the related of it, I will see that the one opportunity and one contact is created. So if I open this, the test Salesforce trend account is contact is created and it is associated with this account, and there is one opportunity is created. So if I go to the details, you can see that the close date, that is 3rd of December, and over here, like you can see that the stage is prospecting. All the other fields are auto populated. So this is done with this video. Please do let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.